Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Judy. And before we get started on today's talk, I'm going to ask if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button and maybe ringing that little bell. And at the end, if anything I say is interesting to you, thought-provoking, or maybe just okay, would you also hit the like button for me? Today I'm going to talk about how the universe helps us. And sometimes the help comes in ways that we did not expect. I've had some experience with this myself where, I have some kind of a problem in my life or, whatever. And things don't work out the way I thought they should. And I usually get bummed out because that's what happens. You get kind of expectations and then all of a sudden they're not really, you're not getting what you thought. Have you ever noticed, though, that most of the time that actually works out? Or it's kind of like that whole, when a window closes, a door opens, or a door closes, a window opens, one of those kind of things. I can say that, in particularly, I've seen that happen quite a bit in my son's life. He's had a few difficult years. He's had a couple of relationships that were pretty toxic. He's had a couple of jobs that didn't work out. He's had personal issues. But it seems like every time the universe just sort of goes, look over there. There's something for you there, Or it just seems to work out pretty well. And I think he's noticed that himself. But more recently we were talking about it and he said, it's really weird. Like, I got this call from this friend of mine that I haven't talked to for over a year, and he mentioned this and that, and that's going to be that'll really help me out a lot, and it came out of the blue, but it was almost like something he absolutely needed right now or wanted right now, and bang, there it is, and he would never have looked in the direction that this friend of his told him to look. It's just the most magnificent of things. A lot of times we spend time praying, and I've talked about prayer, praying for things that we want to happen, things, whatever. And I don't know that those prayers go unanswered exactly, but I think we might be praying to the wrong thing. Rather than praying to God, or Mary, or whoever you pray to. There's a lot of saints and all that, And I'm not saying you to stop doing that, but I'm saying rather than doing that, or maybe in addition to doing that, perhaps you ought to actually just be asking your soul friends. Now, I know how crazy that sounds, and I realize that the further along we get, the crazier I sound. But what I'm saying is, if I have something really nice happen to me that I was just really wanting, but wasn't gonna, didn't want to nag, I always feel like somebody has my back, and I don't know how else to explain it, except to say that I truly believe it's somebody I know, some soul I know, not necessarily a person, because sometimes we know souls that we never have lives with directly for a very, very long time. Could be hundreds and thousands of years, But somebody maybe you had a close relationship to in a life. Maybe you were, mother and son, or, best friends, or married, or something like that. And because of that close relationship, they're able to help you a little bit more than somebody else, or maybe they can give you some advice. And again, they can push things around to help you to achieve your goal, your destiny, your adikarma. And so that's the only, they're not hoping that you fall in love, or they're not hoping that you get a better job. It's really all about the purpose you're here, whatever that may be that you don't know, but your soul does. And so your soul says, hey, can you give me some help? And you get help. And in a physical way, if you're aware of that, I don't know, I've had things happen, I've said, oh, thank you. I'm not talking to God generally, I'm talking to them. Oh, God, all the people who are around me. Yeah, I know it sounds nutty. And right now, I'm sure you don't even want to hear one word I have to say about the Big Bang or soulmates, because as interesting as that is, I sound like a nut. I know, but I'm not. Whatever you think it is, the universe, whether you think the universe is God, which it is, or if you think the universe is just a bunch of stars, or if you think the universe is filled with little subatomic particles that are actually soul. Whatever it is, the universe really does look out for you. And if you can just find gratitude, you know, because sometimes the thing that you absolutely didn't want to happen happened, and it ends up, you know, a year down the road or 2 years down the road, you go, wow, that was such a good thing. I'm so glad that happened. Even though at the time I hated it, what a wonderful thing it has turned out to be for me, you know. I'll bet everybody who's hearing this, if you've stayed on and haven't shut me up already, if you're here still, I'll bet you've all had that experience where it seems like, you know, something you thought was going to be terrible ends up really pretty good. So be grateful for that universe that's helping you. And remember that you're helping them too. Whether you're consciously aware of it or not, your soul knows what it's doing. And so I think we all have this wonderful ability for gratitude and trust. Trust that the universe is going to care for us in the way we need cared for, supporting us, helping us, listening to us when we're sad, and reminding us that it's only a temporary situation. We're just here to learn something, and then we'll keep moving on together. So thank you, universe, and thank you for listening. If you're still here, I totally respect you. Have a wonderful day, and hey, hit that like button.